All right, the Doug Stanhope Podcast is kicking off with we're having Brian Hennigan, the filthy uncut Scotsman, is here. Drove out from Los Angeles. And Chad Shank is here. Welcome back, Chad Shank and Ggreg Chaille. And so the shit talking started early because Castle Rock Kenny is here and Brian loves to abuse him. So they're about to have an what's it called?
The Iron Throne from the Carrot app. Chaille and I talked about the exercise Carrot app before. You have to sit with your back against the wall.
Like you're sitting on a stool, but there's no stool there.
Imagine sitting on a stool and then with your back against the wall and someone pulling the stool out and you staying right there. That's exactly what it is.
Right.
That's a good visual for you, Brian.
And Kenny, always the gambling addict.
Who's the invigilator?
What's that?
Who's the invigilator?
The referee, the judge, the ump,
No, not me.
Steve Drew is a neutral party. Steve Drew can be the
Invigilator?
The invigilator. Yeah. Fucking Hennigan and his big words that never answers the phone when I'm trying to find a word for my book. Like, what's the word for the thing? He won't answer his phone, but here he comes with invigilator. So, we're gonna kick this off with the most boring thing to listen to ever. But well, let's just kick it off. Brian Hennigan has $20, which is.
We're going 10.
Oh, you went down to 10?
I'm getting down until you get down.
All right, Steve Drew, you got it? And are they?
We both at the same angle.
Judge ruling.
They're at the same angle, 90 degrees, and go.
There.
All right, and as this goes on, we'll podcast because I don't know how long. This might be like a 10-minute fucking thing. I don't know how long you can sit like that.
I was gonna start the stopwatch. I forgot. I got it started. In the Carrot app, it's 30 seconds, and it fucking kills me. So you guys are gonna last a lot longer than that.
Did we bet, Chaille? Because I had money on Hennigan.
Nobody's gonna bet on me. My legs are burning already.
All right, I'll bet on Kenny.
All right, $5.
$5.
Hennigan's
I get
feeling
Kenny?
it, but he looks pretty zen.
Yeah, you're rooting for Kenny.
I'm genuinely scared of my feet.
Kenny actually busted his balls today. We are tearing down the innards of the funhouse to create the new podcast arena, or whatever the fucking name of the podcast is. The Doug Stanhope Show. I think I might change it from the Doug Stanhope Podcast to the Doug Stanhope Show. All right, they're starting to show some signs of. Hennigan said when he made the bet, he said, "Well, he might win. He's stupid."
Look at Hennigan going to like some breathing, some yoga breathing.
1 minute 12 seconds right now.
Kenny, just give up.
Kenny just give up.
Just give up. Come on.
Oh.
You've got nothing to prove.
Yeah, Kenny and Derek were out here today just hauling all the shit out of here. All the shit, including all the fucking booze, which I made it very clear last night. No, we're podcasting again tomorrow.
Wait. Are you smoking weed? Come on.
That's not a
Yes!
Kenny gave in after an accusation of
doping.
performance enhancing drug.
Yep.
I didn't want to get tested.
Take your mic.
All right, thank you. Is this the victory mic?
Yes.
Good work, Brian.
Thank you very much.
And next, you maybe push a blind girl downstairs. I got money on the girl.
Brian, was that your strategy to somehow aggravate Kenny or to stymie him with some kind of thinking game?
No, I couldn't get. No, you wouldn't want to get Kenny involved in thinking, because then. Thank you very much, Kenny.
You don't want to get
cash.
in Kenny's head.
Look at that! I've only been in town an hour, and I'm $10 ahead already.
Thank you, Mr. Chaille.
goes to
I'm
the
$5 up.
Oh, yeah. Chaille,
Oh,
you owe
yeah.
me 20
But I guess I
from
owe you
the,
a percentage of that.
I owe Chad from the Ronda Rousey fight. I'm $5 light right now, but I'll get it to you
You
before
just
the end
got
of the
wiped
podcast.
out. You're good.
Kenny, you got to be on a mic to. You can crank those doors open. Fucking smoke sweat box in here right now.
These guys definitely gymmed it all up in here like a fucking sweat box.
Yeah.
The testosterone is fucking raging now.
So what was the complaint about if Kenny had been smoking weed?
Because that kind of dulls pain.
Well, okay, but did you somehow think Kenny had not smoked weed today?
I know, but it
seems like it's on you.
Yeah, but I didn't, I haven't acclimatized yet. I've only just got here.
Okay.
Hadn't realized I'm in a town where everyone is basically off their tit on some amateur drug all the time.
Yeah, so we saw you going into your deep breathing exercises like you're, what's his name, David Blaine, about to be suspended over something for a month.
I was deep breathing it.
Oh, and that's how he came up with like, who's been smoking pot next to me? Oh, it's Kenny. Wait, I'm playing.
Did someone crap themselves?
Do you still do yoga 2 times a day?
No, I did it for a month. I do that for about a month at a time. Maybe twice or 3 times a year.
First of all, you quit drinking, and I know you're not going to want to talk about
I'm
this.
not going to talk about it.
Well, all right, we'll talk about it. You quit drinking. The word on the street in the Globe tabloid when I was checking out at Safeway, I saw the front page. Brian Hennigan quits drinking because he woke up with someone less than desirable in his bed.
Whoa. No. I have never woken up with anybody less than desirable.
All right.
It seems like a riddle.
He makes sure they leave well before he has to wake up.
All right.
He never goes to sleep.
I see.
He never goes to sleep.
Yeah. No. But I've,
So, you made a choice that you regretted. And like a cartoon, you picked up that jug with the 3 X's on it, smashed it against the wall, said never again.
Oh, yeah.
What did she have, like, straight teeth or something? Like, did she have... Because we know this story. I don't know if you ever told it on the podcast, but there was one time Hennigan went home with this chick and to fuck her, and she took her shirt off, and she had a hair on her nipple, so he left. He just turned around.
No, I just stopped. I didn't leave.
Like you feigned a heart attack or something?
It was in my bedroom.
House rules, I guess.
Yeah, it's not often you actually have to pretend to have brewer's droop, but I did.
Brewer's droop. I've never that's why I need to fucking have him answer the phone when I'm writing this book.
Yeah.
I would have just gone with whiskey dick, and no, he has brewer's droop.
Brewer's droop.
Yeah. One more smart fuck word, and this podcast will count for night school. Continuing education.
That's quite funny because I got some smart fuck words with me.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
So you were doing okay. Back to the girl. So
yeah.
So you've been. You were on the wagon. Obviously, you're not.
Yeah, not now. But because obviously, when you go on the wagon, your social life does kind of dry up. Even in my crowd. So eventually, after 2 months, but it's relatively easy to stay on the wagon in the summer months.
Living next to the Bretchels?
I was just thinking that I really enjoy winter drinking to summer drinking.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because in the summer you want it, you're powering down because you want fluids.
Yeah.
But a nice cold beer on a hot day?
Yeah, no? I'd rather have a hot whiskey,
hot
coffee.
Toddy? Oh, yeah, okay, like a rum chata and coffee.
Irish coffee. Right. That's what I was looking for. Something like that on a cold day. Mm-hmm. Anyway, go ahead. So,
yeah.
Quiet. He's back in his yoga breathing.
No, that's it.
I thought you're.
What?
I thought you were ruminating whether or not you should talk more about this.
No, but it's quite easy being sober above the Bretchels because it's like a sort of cartoon noise of hamsters being drunk all the time. It's just this constant
frivolity,
and so
ruining Brian's misery.
No, but
they're always laughing down there.
I know, but it's that thing about it's easier to resist something when it's very present. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. You can always get what you want.
Yes, yeah. That's why funny enough, when I go sober, I always make sure that the house is fully stocked with alcohol, because I feel that I actually find that makes it easier.
True.
I get it.
Yeah. You want what you can't have.
Yeah.
Or you're not like pining.
I feel the same way about food. When I get like you playing in the Midwest and I'll get spaghetti. That sounds good. And they bring you 4 pounds of it. Then I don't even want it.
Yeah.
I like the fancy schmancy restaurants where they give you one little tiny, like the Roca, where they give you the appetizer of the sherbet and a
mouche
thimble.
bouche.
Yeah.
A spoonful.
Yeah.
That
makes me hungrier.
Yeah, I'm definitely the opposite. I'm all or nothing. You got do great. If I was surrounded by nothing, I would do good.
Are you texting while we podcast, Brian?
No. How big do you think phones have got? That's a visual
at your
joke.
age?
I'm holding an iPad, folks. Doug's kind of out of it in terms of knowing what's the difference between an iPad and an iPhone.
I didn't know if you had a script for the podcast.
Ah, yes. Funny you should mention that. Turns page. Yeah. No. I'll be honest. I woke up in bed with someone who was bigger in size than I'm used to, and that kind of put me on the street.
Ladies, that means like up into the 110s.
So that put me on the street and narrow for a while, and I was pleased for that. So.
And
But I ain't getting back on the horse. Don't worry.
how did I want to know how you even meet a girl? I want to know how Brian Hennigan gets a chick in bed.
No. No different from anyone else.
Oh yeah, it's different.
No different from anyone else.
I play guitar.
We've got a chick. I don't know. I have no idea how you tricked this person. I'm assuming she's still hypnotized.
If you'd shut up, I can keep her. But before I found her, and I didn't find her.
Oh, you found her? Oh, that's right. Tracy, pack your guitar.
He's badgering me. No, I've always met gals in bars, drunk, and I'm drunk, and I'm usually on stage playing in a band. They thought you were for years.
They thought you were your brother.
That could be too.
Chaille does have a twin brother that would look like Chaille if he had weird fucking hair. Well, but he just shaved his head.
That's how he met his wife.
What, she thought it was you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
She was the promotions director at Chilcoots, and my brother had come up because he had never been to Alaska, and I had long hair just about, down past my shoulders, yeah. And she walked up to him in the bar and said, "Ggreg, you cut your hair." My brother just went, "Yeah, I was fucking sick of it." And then they started talking. Coming up on 17 years.
Would that
December.
That's a bit
rape?
Well,
would that be rape if
they didn't head to the fucking justice of the peace right then. Then
he fucked her.
Well, no, they found minutes later. I mean, he let it go for a while, but then I walked in the room and I screwed up the ruse. But I mean, he wasn't going to let it keep going. Well, maybe it could have been.
Wait, did your brother just grow his hair 8 inches? Yes. He had extensions put in. But would that be rape?
It's interesting.
Rape.
No.
Like date rape.
If
False
she
pretenses.
thought you were someone else.
No, it couldn't be. Because it's voluntary.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If I walk into your bedroom and you think it's your husband walking into the bedroom and I fuck you because you didn't know any different.
Yeah.
That's different.
See?
Yeah.
What a conundrum. I wish we could take calls. Maybe we'll do that when we have the new podcasting area. We'll get some cameras and maybe we'll even take calls, but probably not.
It would be better if we had the sound of a teletype in the background. Somebody reading it out.
I think that's the same thing. I think if
I know.
she thought she was fucking Ggreg Chaille and she was fucking nonsense Chaille.
Frivolity.
She thought she was fucking Goofus and gallant.
And got gallant.
Yeah.
Even based on regular just standards, that's pretty iffy. But now, like, I was reading an article that people have to sign consent forms in case you're drunk and stuff on colleges.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah. Was it explicit?
So now
explicit yes or something?
If you're that drunk that you're gonna fuck some random dude, you're probably drunk enough that you'll sign anything
A
too.
waiver prior
Yeah,
to.
isn't that how they used to get people in the military?
Wasn't that how they got people on Girls Gone Wild?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. And they'd videotape them,
Right.
giving consent to show that they're not.
Because it's not even enough to get a signature. You need to have someone videotape a video log
Say
of
your
someone
name, say your
writing it.
age,
Yeah.
say that you're consenting to this. So, if they say, "Oh, I was drunk when I signed it," well, you don't seem that drunk. All right. Didn't stop Joe Francis from fucking losing all his money to lawyers like I predicted 10, 12 years ago. By the time he's 40, lawyers will have all of his money, and now he's on the lam in Mexico, that fucking
is that
scumbag
where he's
piece
at?
of shit. Yeah.
Doug Stanhope is the Nostradamus
Or what he calls
of
it.
ignominy.
Ignominy.
There we go.
Lemony.
So yeah, there you go. Brian Hennigan shutting down the podcast with another big word. Stymied the crew.
And by the way, you know how I won that competition? Because of my against Kenny just now.
Your glorious horse-like buttock.
No, my buttocks weren't engaged. It was
I don't know what muscles work what. I have Derek do it.
all right. That's no, because I do yoga.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, what's your yoga story that you texted me?
Well, I thought it was. I mean, okay, there's a limit to how interesting this story is to your audience. Let's be blunt. I'm not sure how much yoga goes on when they're not listening to the podcast.
I don't ever assume we have an audience.
All right.
But laughing at someone doing something embarrassing, that's
Okay.
universal.
All right, so we're doing this. I was in yoga class the other day, and our teacher is this kind of shit hot yoga teacher, right? Her name's Rena Jakubowicz, and she's been on the cover of Yoga Journal. She owns 3 yoga studios in Miami, and she's just come out to LA. So we're doing, and it's a typical LA yoga class which is basically me. And although I look kind of fit in Bisbee, I don't look that fit when I'm in a yoga class with 5 typical LA women.
Well, you have that Afghan of hair all over they might see your muscles if you shaved and oiled, but otherwise you have a carpet.
No definition.
Yeah.
You're like if he stuffed newspapers in his shirt. Because I'm ready to yoga.
So we're doing this yoga, and we're doing this exercise against a wall, and she says, "There's not enough room on that wall. Brian, you come over to this wall." And I take one step forward, and I slip in my own sweat, and basically bend my toe the wrong way. Like, I basically didn't bend the toe up.
The
I bent
big
it
toe?
Under.
Yeah.
Like and I tried to kind of gamely laugh it off, like, "Oh, no, it's fine." And she went, "I don't think that is fine, Brian. Let's have a..." And then then I heard her say, "Wait, is that blood?" And I bent it so far that there was blood coming out the toenail.
Oh, you hyperextended it so like the nail bed.
Yeah.
kinda ripped. Oh.
So she says, without, she just goes, "Okay, come over here. I'm going to deal with Brian using Reiki.
There we go. There we go.
You lot," or not, you shouldn't refer to them as you lot. "You keep," and she kept teaching the class, had me lie on the ground, and had my foot in her lap for the rest, the last half hour of the class, while these real 4 or 5 shit hot LA women watched me just lie there. It was like a really bad episode of it was like a really bad episode of Leave It to Jim or something, you know?
Leave it to
According to Jim. It's like a really bad, like Jim Belushi sitcom.
Leave it to Jim.
And if I would have been more embarrassed if it wasn't for the inordinate pain I'd been feeling. I genuinely thought I'd broken it.
Did the Reiki work?
Funnily enough, it did.
Well, wait, hold on a second. You had basically a concubine wrapped around you as a one gal, like, rubbed your foot with her imaginary powers.
No.
Fuck yeah, I'm fine. Actually, no, I don't feel good. Let's keep doing this. I got the half hour open for the next class.
It was, she has magical powers. I mean,
Yeah.
I said to her, I'm an atheist, so that was purely coincidental. But, I had to acknowledge that something happened.
I bet.
Yeah.
You're wrapped up in the sweaty arms of a hot chick.
Yeah.
It sounds like almost like a Porky's treatment. Or like losing it. The movie Losing It.
And you can look it up. She's very hot.
I don't doubt you.
So anyway, that's what happened.
So I have to, one of the details.
Yes,
just to drive
Chaille,
me
go
nuts.
on.
I'm going to
What
cure
about-
your broken toe with Reiki. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cup your balls gently and stroke the underside of your... Oh, see, you're feeling better?
Can you feel your foot anymore?
Not even thinking about that foot, are you?
Clean up the blood.
Oh, I don't know.
That's where I
Not
thought
you.
the story was going, was immediate, like, AIDS scare. As an LA yoga studio and blood and...
It's like Bill Murray cleaning up the pool in Caddyshack. Someone's cleaning up like 2 drops of toe
Hazmat.
blood. 2 drops of toe blood.
Yeah.
Clear the room. Well, you seem to be fine.
I am fine.
Yeah.
I went to yoga again the next day.
Did you close the deal because you're drinking again? I didn't know if maybe...
No,
was
no.
that the moment that you go,
No,
all right,
no. She's going out with some other hot male yoga teacher.
so you're going to learn how to teach yoga?
I know. I don't want to do that. No.
It's a silly thing.
I like yoga, but I don't want to teach it.
He's a bit clumsy, it sounds like, in the yoga room.
Oh, you're so funny.
Very slapstick. It's all fucking Three
Trying to get a
Stooges.
laugh. I'll break these girls.
It didn't help actually as well that they're all wearing like your
we know what they
yeah
wear.
this all the Lululemon
Yeah, yeah.
outfits and everyone looks perfect, and I was wearing this red T-shirt which had this what the superhero that's the big Flash. So
Shazam or something.
yeah, Shazam or whatever. So
Brian in his yoga pants and his Shazam shirt. Trying to get some tail.
Not even trying to hide his big boner while he's got his foot in her lap.
When Viagra first came out, before I knew how it worked, I really wanted to go on stage, take a Viagra and go on stage in loose-fitting sweatpants and no underwear, and never address my obvious boner as it started to rise from the Viagra. But I didn't know it. You have to still be stimulated. I thought you just get. That would have been
it was early
great.
days. Yeah. Holy fuck, it's hot in here.
Yeah,
It
it is.
is.
It's pretty fucking hot in here.
Yeah. This must be
we'll fix that.
all these stories of yoga.
It's a hot podcast.
Yeah.
Derek got some pussy. Which
What?
Yeah, you're always concerned, I think is the word.
Yeah.
Like, is he lying? But she's the one who said it first.
What?
She told me within 5 minutes of getting here.
Who is this?
Wait, hold on. We need
You
to
know what?
back it
Yes.
up.
Well, you know what? Let's save it. Let's take a quick break, and because I need a cocktail.
All right.
All right. Hey, we'll be back after. What are you reading?
I wrote some notes last night. We never mentioned the failed King Willie drink.
Oh yeah. We'll get to this
Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
All right.
Don't worry. All right. We'll do that as we make drinks. We'll
Okay.
pause it and then we'll talk about some shit and then we'll come back to Derek. Please hold. Hey gang, summer's not over yet. Volvo's Wonder of Summer event is going on now. Enjoy your first month's payment plus up to 5 years full coverage, including wear and tear asterisk. On us, leave early, wander more, stargaze, do it all with a month on us. We'll cover at Volvo your first month so you can spend it doing the things that matter to you. Whether you finance or lease a new 2015.5 or 2016 Volvo double asterisk, it's time to enjoy the wonder of summer.
Offer excludes 2016 XC90 and limited edition S60 V60 Polestar vehicles.
Summer! Oh, we're going. All right, we're back. We're Negroni'd up, and we're shit-talking Derek.
Derek.
I don't know. We'll have to tape something later to put in that break right there. We'll figure it out. But we've had a few visitors. Bo Loffman was a perfect excuse to stop writing and come over. He's passing through. He's a Austin comic.
Oh.
And his name's Bo Laughman, Laughman. And so you immediately disrespect him when you see his tweets, like Bo Laughman. Come on. And so when he showed up, I go, "Hey, Bo Laughman." He goes, "No, it's Laughman." Like desperate. "It's Laughman, please." It's real name. Like you're a comic and you got stuck with Bo Laughman. So yeah, him and his girlfriend Tori came by, and on their way they're moving to LA, and they were very pleasant company. And when I took my crazy trip to Japan and Hawaii, I had gotten an email like earlier. People occasionally say, "Hey, I'm coming through Bisbee. Like, you gotta email me that day if you're here, and if I'm around, maybe we'll see. But don't come to Bisbee just to have a beer with me, because I might not be in the mood."
Well, 2 days before, you had not even booked the flight.
Well, some girl had emailed me, and I told her that, like, "Hey, if you're in town, email me if I'm around." And then she emailed while I was on the crazy trip, and saying that she was like camping somewhere, because she said her friend has property here. I didn't know there wasn't a house on it. So she was camping on some dude's property outside of town. And I just said, fucking go. I'm in Japan or wherever I was, or Hawaii. Just go to 212 and just see Derek and tell him to, put you in the little house.
He was the only one here too, because we were gone and Bingo was gone.
Everyone was gone. But Derek hooked shit up, and so yeah, I showed up 48 hours after, still trembling from 48 hours of airplane drinking and Hawaii Roseanne bar drinking, and we had fight night. We had planned on the Ronda Rousey fight. We're gonna be here for that. So Chad's coming over. I got a fucking rally, and I get here at like noon on Saturday. I get back, and she's here. And just this non-stop flow of talking and useless information. And like, I told her at one point, I said, "I'm going to get one of those like abacus things they have over a billiards table. And anytime I actually finish a sentence, I'm going to slide one of those over, because everything you said reminded her of something she wanted to tell you mid-sentence. And everything she said reminded her of something she wanted to say. So she's not even finishing her own sentence. And it's just this barrage of words coming at me. And she made it very clear that she all but like was rubbing herself on stumps.
And you don't mean amputee stumps?
No. She's immediately like something like, I fucked this one guy, and I fuck, please fuck me. Fuck me. Anyone, please fuck me.
I woke up with this dick in me.
Yeah, weird. She's just, and then she's like, "Yeah, your friend Derek is really nice. I mean, really, he's a sweetheart. He's so nice. I fucked him. Don't tell him I told you."
What place?
Like at what point?
This is the woman.
When has Derek ever withheld any information like that? Like Derek, the first time he ever got laid in Bisbee, he just kept talking about it, and you had the same creeps as a grandparent talking about having sex,
Elderly sex.
and he, yeah, she told me I have a really big dick. Like, It's just like Grandpa Simpson in that one episode. What's so bad about hearing your old man talk about sex? You're like, stop it. So yeah, and thank God he had fucked her, because otherwise I'm responsible for I'm the one who said you can stay here.
Yeah.
And then I'd have to be the host, but. Mm-hmm. Then Derek, you fucked her. Good. It's your problem.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm already on a 48-hour crazy flight bender going into fight night. So by Sunday, I'm a trembling, shivering embryo of a fucking old human being. What are you doing, Brian?
Twitter. Looks like.
Is he tweeting?
Not to get involved.
What a dick.
Anyway, keep going.
I try to keep going, and then the front row is fucking checking their Twitter. Jesus Christ. But we that Saturday fight night is we're fucked. Chad Shank's here, and this girl is just relentlessly talking. She's very sweet.
I met her, remember, in Melbourne. That's the one.
How did what? All right, back up now. She was in Melbourne?
Isn't she Australian?
No.
Oh shit.
Oh, you're thinking of you're thinking of the girl that pooned the guy that owns the place that I won't mention.
Oh yes. Oh, it wasn't her.
No.
Oh.
To be fair, he didn't listen to the first half of the story.
Twitter.
Oh yeah, he was tweeting. Sorry. Do you want me to start the show over, people?
You just get on with your bit.
We're drunk. It's fight night, and she's jabber-jawing. And again, she said she doesn't listen to the podcast, so I have no problem talking shit about her. But she was very sweet. She's someone who like a perfect Super Bowl because she's pretty good looking. She's tatted up. She's social.
DTF.
Only one of those things is true that he just said.
Because we suspect she does listen.
I had to get extra drunk that night just to hang out around here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what I'm saying, at a Super Bowl party, where like you can just walk away to another group, but she's always chatty. So if there's some lonely person there, I'll talk their fucking ear off.
Yeah.
And it's
Might get your dick sucked later too. Right.
against your will.
Yeah.
She was one of those times. It was
We're
handicapped.
podcasting. Knock it off.
It was one of those handicap the compliment situations where I at some point guessed she was 44.
Uh-huh.
And she went, I'm 34. And I'm like, oh, well, you're pretty good looking for 44. If you can keep where you're at for 10 years, you got no problem.
That's where I'll agree that was fun was she took a joke and she didn't leave.
Yeah.
A lot of other people would have just left. Stuck around for more.
We qualified the buyer early and realized she could take a punch, so we started throwing them hard.
That's because she thought she was going to get her fire put out again by Red Adair over here.
So, and again, anytime Derek gets pussy, you just don't want to hear the details. You don't want to imagine him in that situation.
It's kind of like you want to hear about the details, but only in the same way as those Mexican death ballads. You know what I mean? You want to hear it.
I already imagine him in that. Just looking at him, I imagine him in those situations with a child on a fucking schoolyard.
Oh.
He's got the 1,000-yard pedophile stare.
Do you not remember we had to listen to him fuck on an air mattress on top of the funhouse?
Oh, yeah. That's why we saved this till you got here, because I knew you'd have more memories. Yeah, that's right. They set up an air mattress on the deck of the funhouse.
Derek just shouted in, "We weren't fucking on the roof."
No, it's clear. He said an air mattress.
We were torturing the shit out of him. Now that you bring up the air mattress, I remember even Kenny was running up to the top and peeking and trying to figure out and
Put a finger in her.
we sat there for like 2 hours. Shit face, just trying to figure out how to ruin their day. Like, should we get a hose and make them think it's raining up there and just spray it over up on the top deck?
She didn't need that to ruin her day. She already had her memory coming.
She had some weird story where she's just going out on some like endless vacation. She left Southern California,
Isn't
and
that a good cocktail name?
she had no cash. She's doing everything on her credit card, like she's jacking up her credit card.
That's called On the Lam.
Yeah, it's what it sounded like. And so Sunday I wake up and she comes in all cracking a beer, just like my friend Evan in L.A. She cracks a beer first thing in the morning. She got that, that alcoholic gut where you go, if you've never had a baby, wow, you really put some down.
Oh, no.
The tattoo covered most of it, Brian.
Oh, God. God.
But she dressed to amplify it.
Oh, the bippy top. A little half shirt or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever it was, the gut was always apparent. And so Derek got her out of here quickly.
With what?
Sunday morning. He's like, I'm going to bring her over to my house.
What are you? Was David telling town too? Sorry, that was rocking me.
So she left town, and that was a couple weeks ago.
Still haven't found the body.
Well, Derek,
2 weeks.
Derek said the other day, he said, hey, can you help me get a plane ticket? I'm like, yeah, sure. Where are you going? DFW, Dallas, Fort Worth. I went, what are you going to Dallas for? He goes, I'm just going to hang out with some friends and ride roller coasters. I'm like, you don't have any friends. You have friends here, kind of. Kenny's kind of your friend. You guys bitch at each other like old women.
Yeah.
But you don't have friends in Dallas. And then I go, what you're going out when? And, all right, what's the return? He goes, just one way.
Whoa!
And I go, all right, what kind of ploy for attention is this? And then he says, I think I'm going to be driving back.
I don't get that.
I said, well, no, he's going to be driving back. I know he doesn't have a car in Dallas.
Really?
And then I put it all together. I go, you're going to fucking bang that chick on the road. Yeah, he's going to do road work.
But how did you get a car out of it?
No, she's driving.
All right.
So
all right.
she'll be driving him back.
But is she coming back?
No. Is she?
No, I mean-
for good?
Likely.
You think she's going to be living out at Betty's in his room?
Yeah. Does she have gardening work that needs done?
Oh, that's a fucking cold one. Where is Derek? Where are you pretending to not listen?
Yeah.
He's right there.
It's going to be opening 40s yelling over your gate every morning.
Yeah.
So we'll find out what happens with Derek.
That's
Derek,
awesome.
So when's this happening?
he's leaving tomorrow, on Monday.
Wow, this is like a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
It kind of is.
Yeah, we'll see what happens to young Derek.
Yeah.
His adventures.
Yeah.
What roller coaster?
Yeah. I think it's the roller coaster of love.
Syphilis.
Yeah. He comes back all milky-eyed and sore-riddled. Oh, yeah, that's right. She kept spouting off about how heavy she was bleeding. Oh, wait, that's the bed you're staying in, Hennigan.
That's right. I forgot that.
Yeah.
Both
Wait,
within.
I mean, from women's processes
Yes,
or Derek's
yes.
enormous dick?
That was my first joke. The first time she brought up the fact she was bleeding. After the 11th time in 6 hours she brought it up, I had no more jokes. But my first one was about Derek's enormous dick.
Swinging lumber.
Made her bleed.
Dear.
In fact, I think that's the I made that joke before I knew he actually fucked her, and that's when she said, "By the way, yeah, he actually did fuck her, but he said not to tell you." I guess he wanted to tell me himself over and over with graphic, indecent details that made you squirmy.
He was waiting for the manga to arrive.
Or he didn't want you to berate him on a podcast about it. Or that.
Well, you get his big dick plug in there. He loves that. She said I had a really big dick.
Maybe she normally fucks kids.
If the kid's waiting there, I'm all ports, this honey.
Yeah. Maybe she's one of those errant school teachers.
All right, what else do we got? I'm done fucking with Derek. I had notes from last night, but let's address that. There's a fine gentleman. I don't know. I don't have the.
Are you blowing into the mic? No. Okay. Oh, well, that's weird. It just stopped.
I don't. These are not my notes. They've tidied up and I can't find anything. All my tubes and wires. Have a look. Here. No, that's not. Those are all old ones.
All here.
It was the guy that sent the...
Is that this? No.
You sure we didn't talk about the Dutch Negroni guy?
No, you didn't. No.
All right.
He sent these things, too.
All right. Yeah, I can't find the fucking letter. It doesn't matter. I swear to God I had it. I got this one.
This is it right here. Is that it?
No, it's on a small paper like that.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. It doesn't matter. The guy sent us... Some guy sent us the makings of a Dutch Negroni, which is some kind of orange bitters. As some kind of orange liquid, I assume would take the place of the Campari, and then something that they use to sterilize wounds in a battlefield ER to take the place of the gin. And he sent me the 2 bottles, and thank you very much. It was very nice of you. And they arrived, they weren't broken. And
From Holland? The Netherlands?
The alcohol he's not.
All right.
But he flew from Holland to San Francisco with the bottles.
Oh, he was from Holland.
And he shipped the I don't know. I just know that the note said that he flew with those to San Francisco and then shipped them from San Francisco.
Yeah, it said he flew from San Francisco, but it didn't say from where, from what I remember.
Yeah. I don't know, because he sent these things too, and I think he has a company in the U.S.
Yeah, he sent us, if you order merch, you're gonna get one of these, cause,
until they're gone.
They're these, plastic credit card holders. But they do say, Bisbee Killer Termites on one side and Gentrify Bisbee on the other. And it's great artwork. I don't know anyone who uses plastic credit card holders.
Maybe we will. Never really saw the point, but...
So I'd give you a plug, but I can't find your fucking letter, and it doesn't matter, because I don't think people are going to go, hey, what was the name of that plastic credit card holder guy that you said prints stuff on plastic credit card? The point is, I'm not shitting on your plastic credit card holders. Was it Mike? I don't fucking know. I'm not shitting on your business. I'm shitting on that alcohol you sent. We made these. I saved those special for when Chaille came home, so we can have Dutch Negronis. Mick, thank you. It's Mick. You're right. And then we made these up, and it was. I can't remember the last time I actually poured out a drink. And it hurt to just, but it was.
It had all the makings of something that was going to be delicious.
So then what we did is we took out that one unpronounceable thing that's supposed to take the place of gin.
Bockham? I think it was.
I think that was the brand name.
Yeah.
The way he wrote it out, it was, what is.
Light batch gin or something.
It was.
Light grain.
So we put gin back in, and then we used the orange bitters, and, that was still fairly terrible. And I didn't pour that one out. I just slammed it because we made it small.
Yeah.
Since we know now we're in, dirty water. Let's take baby steps. And then we just, replaced the orange stuff with Campari and your dry vermouth with sweet vermouth that we put in our Negronis.
It's perfect.
And, then we put the gin in. Exactly the way we always do, and it was perfect. So we took your recipe and we just manipulated it just a little bit, and we made a perfect Negroni that we call a Dutch Negroni now. This is a Dutch Negroni. It's exactly yes?
But you do understand how that's very linguistically funny. Because you know how we use Dutch as a prefix for things. Well, so you think of things like and you say if you're splitting a bill, you're going Dutch.
Going Dutch.
If you drink in order to lose fear, we call it Dutch courage. This all comes from the 100-Year War between England and the Netherlands, where Dutch was used for anything that was shit or cheap. So when you call it a Dutch
Dutch oven.
So when you call it a Dutch Negroni, suddenly, see? I'm sure at least one person
He actually
like that.
used that joke in his letter. I remember he said...
No, I read the letter.
He said, here's the 2 parts for a Dutch Negroni. You can get the dry vermouth yourself. That's part of the Dutch part.
Yeah.
See, so he already used that joke.
That is the going Dutch. Thank you.
You know, it really is. He took everything that could have been a Negroni, took out what was the good part of it, and then gave us what was left, which was a bitters that had somewhat of a taste, and a gin that didn't taste like gin.
It tasted like...
It tasted like someone ate an orange peel and then threw up in my mouth. There's a hint of orange. Yeah. Just a hint.
It was fucking terrible. Of all those drinks that we made...
The loser.
During the 30-day tin can rehab. Mm-hmm. Nothing even came close to that bad.
I would rather drink a grasshopper again, or that creme de menthe and the cream with the egg white.
Yep. All right. Should we take another break?
Yeah.
I'm fucking sweaty as shit. Let's go outside. All right, we'll be back. So, Ggreg, Chaille, what's going on with these new website merchandise specials? Is it Black Friday?
You might as well call it that, because we've got black and oatmeal podcast t-shirts in a special right now with a signed DVD. Deadbeat Hero.
That's gonna cost hundreds
Wait,
of dollars.
There's more. We're throwing in 2 stickers. A podcast sticker and a Killer Termite sticker.
$1,000 stickers?
Yes.
How much are you giving this away for?
Are you kidding me? Price so low you won't even believe it.
Every time I go to Pinos Altos to have a nice vacation, Chaille's giving away the store. Hey, Ggreg, Chaille, you know what? It's weird that we can't get my fucking dates or my podcast up on the website, but somehow you're figuring out how to get merchandise specials. That makes me a little tentative about your whole angle, plus my smashed bumper. I think you're out to get me. So go to the website and check out these sales, and if you're screwing me, Ggreg, Chaille, I'll get you back!
You'll be the last to know.
So Hennigan buys a bike, unprepared, a pre-made bike in a box.
Like shipped.
And drives it out to Bisbee, going, oh, I figured I could get Derek to put it together. So Derek's putting it together the whole time we're in here shitting on Derek and his newfound love. And we go out on the break to get out of this sweat box. And he has the brakes on backwards. And he's like, ta-da! And he doesn't know that you don't squeeze the brakes underhanded with your thumbs while you ride a bike. The guy's got a fucking rod in his leg. He can't even bend his fucking leg. That's why he walks with a limp. You think he knows how to ride a bicycle?
He's just going to turn the handlebars. I love it, Derek. Do it. Just flip the
He's trying to flip the handlebars.
I saw the same thing. And Chad and I look at each other. It's like, we're going back in. Yeah. He took the handlebars off. He's going to like turn them around, like turn them like sideways or front ways or something. When you just need to loosen up the brakes and spin them forward, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So they're at where your knuckles are on the handlebars and not where your thumb is.
To watch Derek and Kenny work together on anything, the smallest project, they both...
The bike just fell completely apart.
I'm sorry, Derek.
Derek tried to show off how he fixed it. He's been yelling the whole time, no, I get to turn the handlebars around. So he just picks up the bike to bring it into the funhouse to show, and it completely fell apart like a cartoon. Like a fucking car where the doors fall off and the engine drops.
It's like a fucking Three Stooges episode.
That's okay.
He's still arguing that he's right, even though the entire bike just fell apart. We might have to take another break.
On that sheet of instructions, go to the page that says square one.
There's no instructions.
Maybe that's where those extra bolts go.
Don't disturb him, because it's my fucking bike, okay?
Don't disturb him. We just did an entire fucking segment about him and his delirious pedophile looks while he poons a chlamydia carrier.
Yeah, but that's motivating. that fills him with motivated joy.
The typhoid Mary of HPV and him riding roller coasters, spreading their love.
That's not one of those collapsible bikes, right?
I have to make sure he's got all the bits.
What does he say?
He's got to make sure he's got all the bits. No, they're all connected to that cable.
There's some on the bench over there.
That was so funny. We were all looking at it as he's like popping a wheelie, like, hey, look, got it. It just fell.
Handlebars come out, still in his hand. He's
Fell into like
there
four
with
pieces.
He's holding the handlebars and nothing else. Everything is in a pile.
Oh, shit.
Well, he's holding it right now, and the handlebars are still connected by the cables. It's like if someone broke a guitar, and the
strings are still holding
the strings are holding both broken ends.
I had it together right. You guys think it's fucking up?
He's blaming us.
I'll take it.
All right, I gotta give a shout out to.
To distract me, Hennigan decided to show me the thing where it shows this is where the handlebars go. That's not helping the podcast.
Sergeant Ty Chapman, or TJ Chapman. Hang on. Reading glasses, please hold. Sergeant TJ Chapman. I got a handwritten and colored with color crayons in beautiful artsy patterns.
Is it a death threat?
Wouldn't that be a great death threat? I think I did that on an album. I get a death threat on MySpace. Why don't you just put it in a greeting card with a fuzzy bunny or something like that. So evidently this guy's got the PTSD.
Right.
Your mom's a very nice lady, and she says you're a big fan and that you came back from Afghanistan and you're not the same guy and you're trying your best and you're all fucked up. And it was a very nice letter. And since I've been emotional lately, I felt something like an emotion. And so I don't know, fucking suck it up, cowboy. TJ Chapman, yeah. Well, Chad Shank has the PTSD because he was in the army and he got yelled at.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And he's still hasn't been the same.
Never.
Nope. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I had a perfect life. Nothing's really gone wrong ever. Every domino has fallen my way. I still complain.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, and so I can't. She said that you're all upset about 9/11 and you were a kid when it happened, but you really never did forget 9/11. And as soon as you were old enough, you went to fucking Afghanistan. That's just dumb.
Hey, are we that old?
Yeah,
somebody was a
absolutely.
kid that's in the army? Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I mean, it's a 3-page letter. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but yeah. Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah.
You didn't have to forget 9/11. Like, you're not gonna.
Is he still in the military?
You can get it on YouTube. You can still see 9/11 and stuff and not forget it because it's still cool to watch.
I mean, you can get PTSD on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. You can. Yeah. I swear to God. I just did one of those binges. I did what fucking Kenny does. And Derek caught me on the laptop where I was supposed to be writing, but I was just watching YouTube. Someone, it was fucking Shawnee, told me one thing I should look on YouTube, and immediately it leads you into fights. Yes. Whatever you look at, you can go, leads you into fist fight, beat down, schoolyard, fucking assault.
Superman in Times Square.
It's either bad cops or fucking, and I was on a 5-hour solid. Wow. And you do have like short stage PTSD. It's like Clockwork Orange after a 5-hour bender. Go ahead.
I was going to tell you, the next time you do that, YouTube has actual standards and will remove videos. Do that on LiveLeak. It's all unedited.
Yeah. You've talked about that
complete
before.
Heads blown apart. And for those videos from China, the explosion videos on there, there's like a parade of people with their clothes blown off and their skin hanging off in tatters, all trying to climb into the back of ambulances, and there's not enough room for all of them.
When the internet first came out, I'd watch that shit, and then just my skin was thinner and thinner every time. Now,
you subjected me to that when you. This was Die Laughing was the album. We were trying to come up with a cover for it, and you wanted a picture, and you and I were on the phone talking, and I was going to help you because our buddy Rich up in Seattle was going to do the layup for it, like the titling and stuff. So we just needed a picture. So Doug was looking at a site called rotten.com. This is back. How long was that?
That's the early one, yep.
That was 2002. I taped it a month after 9/11. It was 30 days to the day.
That was a while, right? So it's different internet now, but back then this was all still pictures. And I can't look at that stuff. Doug's like, no, listen, I need you to look at, I got like links to like the top 20, but they're all fake. This is a site that it's all fake stuff. This is all Photoshop.
That's what I was saying.
That's what you were telling me. And I was looking at it, and there were ones with like people who jumped off of like a building and their head got caught on something coming down. So that their head is the only thing on the fence kind of thing. But you kept the whole way probably giggling on the other side. It's like, no, but see, look,
real.
Obviously it's fake, Chaille, but what do you think about this one for Die Laughing or this one? And we ended up getting the one, we did like 1,000.
That's the weirdest story. Just, I found this, actually Joe Vernon found the picture.
Yeah.
Of this dead kid autopsy photo, and his like lips are all carved out.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's smiling. So as a dead kid with this weird, awkward Cheshire cat grin. So it's perfect, but I had no idea where it came from. So I made a temporary cover. If you have an original Die Laughing that says temporary cover with the dead kid on it. So randomly, Christine up in Seattle, that girl, the perfectly good stuffed animals girl.
Oh yeah.
We're at a bookstore. That's how hung up on this girl I was. I was in a fucking bookstore in Seattle acting like I was interested. And I find this book. There was a old cop with all these crime scene photos that he had been on the crime scene. And I found that picture was in his book.
Wow.
Like, this is my album cover. This is it right here.
Pays to go to bookstores.
Fucking wrote to the publishing company asking how I can get rights, because the cover of that I fucking hate. It was some artist friend of Renee that I had to, he'll do
the cover that's out now.
The cover that's out now. And heard no word. Couldn't find them when I Googled back then.
No Google back then.
Yeah, I could probably find them now.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the book was.
You know, my brother, he has a special effects company in Seattle, and they do bodies and stuff like that, all this stuff for the Halloween industry. And at one point, some guy or my brother gave that picture to one of his sculptors, and they have a head, and it's that head from that album cover, and it's called Doug.
Oh, that's great.
Oh.
How have you never told him that before?
I don't know.
They might have told me 1,000 times.
Right.
Or never.
Oh. No, Tracy says he did.
Hey, Brian stepped away from his fucking laptop for a minute. You know, he's going to participate from a chair as far away from us as the cord will go. Maybe we, hey, TJ, I hope shit gets better. Steve Drew, he's fucking here. He spent some time with that shit over there, and he's here. He's been here for like 4 years. He comes for football, and he hasn't said anything. He's never said a word. So, you know what? Just Steve Drew it up. Just go to a party and don't say anything. That's how you handle your PTSD.
Don't annoy other people with your problems.
Yes.
I thought he almost lost it out there on that last break when he held up his drink and he goes, "This is a little sweet."
Whoa.
Settle down, everyone. Settle down.
That's what we're saying. TJ is just make the best of it and don't make your drinks too sweet.
Yeah.
What else have we got, Chaille? We have a fucking police beats coming up.
Merch.
Maybe police beats already happened.
It already happened. We're winding down.
All right, we'll just say, hey, here's some more police beats. I don't know.
Merch.
You have to edit this shit.
We still got some Weeping Legions t-shirts for sale on the website.
Yeah. Those won't be around long.
And
they will be on Derek, but not on our t-shirts.
And then we've got the podcast t-shirts. We got a special on that special's still going on. And if you change the name, we're gonna need some new artwork for a new t-shirt.
Did you see where Norm Macdonald tweeted that Junior Stopka not keeping him on Last Comic Standing was his biggest regret? Something to that effect. So yeah, that was nice for Junior, because Junior did fucking kill on that.
Who's that dog?
It's a fucking someone walking by. We're gonna have audio issues. We live in the fucking boons. Why don't you go holler at him, Brian?
Take your bike.
Take my unicycle.
I wanted to bitch about Ray Donovan, but it's Saturday night, and I've had 6 days to cool off. But the fucking Ray Donovan, if you watch Ray Donovan, it's obviously, and not obviously, it's definitely stolen from Freddie and Pepper Roach. The Roaches they're 5 brothers. I did telemarketing with them in Vegas, but Freddie Roach is the notorious boxing trainer, Manny
Pacquiao's trainer,
who's got the Parkinson's. Yeah. And has been fighting that, and he's from a family of 5 boxing brothers and a boxing father from Boston that became Pepper did a lot of fucking hard time. Like, you just took that family and stuck a cool guy that's the wolf from Pulp Fiction as the guy to, like, it's completely ripped off, but no one knows them, so it's a non-starter.
It's an homage.
I'm saying this fucking rant that I yell at. Yeah, I'd have it playing in my head when I'm watching that.
I watched the first season and a half with you, and then I never got back into it.
It's getting better this season.
Really?
Yeah. Where I was watching it with True Detective, and they both have a fucking lead character named Ray. And I'm like confused all the time because they're both on the same night, and I'm like, which Ray? Oh wait, that's the other show. I forget it.
That's like watching a movie with a girl in your head.
like Bingo's sisters.
I don't get that.
Yeah, that's a story I haven't told.
Oh,
it's in the book.
Carlos Morales sent me a book that I'll probably never read, but it might be good. Self-published. It's called Legally Kidnapped, The Case Against Child Protective Services. He was an investigator for Child Protective Services. Oh. And it's all about the scumbaggery. I actually might fucking read it. I don't know.
He looks pretty young for a guy who has already done something.
Yeah, did
he spend 6 months in
I don't know.
Child
Anytime you see a self-published book, it looks shitty. Like, just because it's self-published, you assume, oh, it must be no good. But I don't know.
See, I think the opposite. I think
the print it's double spaced, and so it's easy to read. It's not long. Maybe I will read that as an excuse to not write.
But it gives people an opportunity to have publishing opportunities where they wouldn't, which most of them shouldn't. I understand that.
Well, it's the same as you thought when someone would give you a cassette tape, like a TDK store-bought cassette tape of their band. And you go, well, if it's on this, it must be shit. It might be great, but I'll never listen to it because you have your hand-scrawled own artwork of,
I would book bands and I would go see bands and then they would give me something. I was booking for Coots up in Anchorage, cover bands. And granted, this isn't usually me seeing original bands, which would be murderous to have to watch a bunch of original bands. But they would give me something, and like 9 times out of 10, it's all right. But that one guy doesn't have a phone number or a name on the fucking tape. Who am I supposed to call? TDK? They're gonna.
It's probably 94 or 95. Whenever what's her name, Bud Friedman's daughter, Zoe was booking Letterman.
Oh,
I sent a micro cassette tape with my headshot, which was one of the 4 pictures you get on a strip from a photo booth. I had the little tiny picture and the little tiny tape to submit to Letterman, and she did write back something.
Not our cup of tea.
Well, I don't think she probably had a micro cassette player, but she did write back saying something like that's very funny.
Sorry, this didn't pass the invigilator.
All right, now it's time for Chad Shank and the Police Beat right after this message. We need messages. Hey, for those of you who know how this story goes because you follow me on Twitter, the fans paid for this. Yes, thank you, fans who made this possible. Fans, vasectomies, and abortions who made me be the man that I am with all the disposable income to hijack my niece and bring her to Australia on a whim to meet Johnny Depp. How is that possible? Even though I didn't work for 7 months going into Canada? You parasite motherfuckers who make me work and buy my shit, thank you. Now that I've spent on my manic spree, now the depression sets in where you have to buy merch. Buy it, give it to thrift stores, give it to the needy. Buy t-shirts, Killer Termites t-shirts, Doug Stanhope Podcast t-shirts, CDs, albums, cassette tapes. I don't care what you buy. Go to DougStanhope.com and go to the merch page and buy something so I can do this again next year. And maybe it's you next time. Maybe next time I bring a fan to Johannesburg and we ride around with ambulance drivers, because I just watched that documentary on Netflix. And it's horrific. So maybe we do something horrible to you. Either way, my point is, I couldn't do this without you. I couldn't do this podcast without Ggreg Chaille. Donate here button. I think there's a donate here button that keeps Ggreg Chaille in town, that gets this podcasting gear to whatever location I'm at when we have to talk. Thank you. And now back to the podcast, already not in the top 100. And now it's Chad Shank with the Bisbee Police Beat. Chad, what's going on out in the mean streets of Bisbee?
Doug, it seems several calls were received regarding a green or teal helicopter flying low in circles or no actual pattern over Old Bisbee. The helicopter did not belong to any of the local law enforcement.
And we're going to have follow-up on this, because that's frightening news, and it just shows you the kind of world we live in right now. What else is going on, Chad?
It seems a subject in Hereford was reported as bragging about driving without an active license.
Whoa.
Loose lips sink ships, people.
Careless talk costs lives.
Keep your cards close to your vest.
Yeah.
Especially if you know you're doing wrong, people.
Yeah. Especially if you're around snitches, apparently.
Yeah, that's why we have neighborhood watches. And listeners. Someone's listening. What else you got, Chad?
Finally, a caller from Mason Addition Road advised 2 subjects were trying to murder him with MRSA. He stated they snuck in and sprayed his clothes with MRSA. He added his clothes smelled bad and he wasn't feeling well.
That sounds like MRSA. That sounds like MRSA to me. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Brian Hennigan, our Scottish correspondent.
As somebody, you got some listeners on the other side of the pond. What is MRSA?
Oh, I have no idea myself, but I'm keeping on my game face.
It's a highly contagious skin condition.
What?
Is it like flesh eating?
I don't think it's flesh eating. Tracy, you already were involved in
It
this?
makes your clothes smell bad.
What is it? What's the?
And you don't feel well?
Hold on.
No,
It's resistant to antibiotics. That's what makes it so ugly. But yeah, you get sores and stuff on your skin.
All right. So you should watch out for this, especially in the Dallas-Fort Worth area if you're near a roller coaster. Okay. That's what else do you what else do you have out there, Chad? I don't want to leave you out in the streets too long.
It's nice out here, Doug. It's okay. A woman at the laundromat told the person reporting that she would hit her as hard as she could with a fly swatter if she ever heard a specific story about the caller again.
Let's break this down, because this one was so beautiful, but it's written so confusing.
I can read it in short bursts.
Would you just can we sum it up? A woman that was at the laundromat.
Where's the laundromat?
Up by between the gun shop and the fucking crazy house.
Oh.
painting the picture.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's a woman at the laundromat, and she goes, this woman says that if I ever tell this specific story, which I can't believe they don't have in the police beat, so we can just, every podcast I would tell that story. She said, this woman's going to hit me as hard as she can with a fly swatter if I ever tell this story again. That's what the woman called the police with.
Yeah.
And now we fucking desperately, we do need Bisbee undercover. Like someone like Bisbee in depth to find that person and find out what that fucking story is.
Castle Rock private investigators.
Kenny, we got to get Kenny on the job.
Yeah.
Castle Rock Kenny. Castle Rock PI. Chad, what else you got?
A woman reported her vehicle was hit by a deer on Highway 92.
What? Did the deer have a flycatcher?
I didn't hit a deer. The deer hit me. Allstate guy. Hey, mayhem. No, that fucking deer hit me. I had a green light.
Does anybody ever really hit a deer?
Deer always hits you.
A man with one arm and a blonde woman were going through stuff behind the thrift store on Bisbee Road.
That's why we're remaking The Fugitive. It was a one-armed man.
I bet she was going through it twice as fast as he was.
You get all the good heavy things.
Here, catch.
Give me a hand.
A Turquoise Street resident requested extra patrol after finding liquid nails and a putty knife in her driveway.
Whoa. Is that something people use for drugs around here?
It sounds like somebody was repairing her driveway. I don't know what she's bitching about.
Liquid nails.
Steel Stone Industries. Good work, Alex.
Maybe she didn't understand liquid nails. In her driveway, a nail would be a fucking bummer.
If it wasn't liquid,
But if
for
she
sure.
just saw an empty container of liquid nails, it's just like, I ain't fucking backing out. So I don't know. What the fuck? It's adhesive.
Shit the one-armed man stole from the back of the thrift store and left in her driveway. I don't need this shit.
He can only carry so much.
Go ahead. What else? What else is going on in the mean streets of Bisbee?
On Silver Street, a male subject was seen hiding in a tree near the caller's residence. Police found a mule deer on the fence line.
That's how they do. They sit and they watch you, and as soon as you call the police, they stick a mule deer out there and make you look crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
What's the word you're both saying? Mule deer?
Mule deer.
It's a kind of deer.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we have animals and shit out here. Sorry, L.A. boy. We have animals out here.
Mule deer.
There's
Yeah,
deer
it's
in
a type
LA.
of deer.
I was afraid there was
Like
a
a deer
shapeshifter in
tick is a-
Bisbee.
You're not thinking of mule deer and Scully, are you?
First of all, That was an alarming slap I just got.
Yeah, I hope audio picked that up because at the end of Hennigan's joke, slapstick Hennigan wails Chaille on the back in the get it? With I thought your lungs were going to come out of your mouth.
I didn't get the joke, but I found the slap hilarious.
All right. What else is going on?
A Hispanic male threw a brick at the window at Ace Hardware and was last seen heading toward the wall.
See, I don't know if that one means the wall, like the border wall. If he jumps over the border wall, he's back in Mexico. He can just go. I guess that was a visual.
Is there a wall out here? There's certain areas
Maybe they just meant behind.
I don't know,
geographic
wall or the. He might have been running for the Mexican border wall.
I think
that's so
what it
far.
means.
You wouldn't do something and then
Not from Ace Hardware.
Well, there's actually another one that's
couple miles.
in another police beat. There's a guy that was running down Highway 80 with no shoes and then fell to his knees in what seemed to be pain. But I don't even circle that one. Go ahead.
A Palominas woman advised that she had 2 dogs that were too aggressive to her. She stated she is a small lady and the dogs jump on her and scratch her.
Those are her own dogs.
Whiny bitch.
That's her own dogs. It's not like neighborhood dogs.
Come shoot my dogs.
Keep jumping. Be a gentleman.
be a gentleman.
Ow.
Oh, another smack.
2 slaps. Bingo, when we had first got Ichabod, the first dog, and she wouldn't let me bring him to the pound and wanted to keep him, brought him to some kind of, what do you call that, training dog
obedience
class. And the dog was not obedient at all, but she picked up the catchphrase, be a gentleman. So the dog would run roughshod and chew up all your fucking shoes and everything. It's puppy shit. It was an awful fucking animal. And she'd just go, be a gentleman. It's not doing anything. So that's a catchphrase.
But it
be
made
a
us
gentleman.
laugh all the time.
Yeah. Bingo just got back from... all right, fuck it. That's for another podcast. All right. One more police beat, and let's wrap this up. This has gone on too long.
In Palominas, a man hired a subject to clean up his property, and the subject took up residence there.
Derek! All right. We'll close on a callback. That's a podcast. Play the Mattoid.
One day I decided that I didn't want to live with that man anymore. So I started to cook for him every day. Hey, hey, hey. Adding some spices, salt and pepper, hint of herbs and some rat poison too. I just wanted to make sure that he would disappear for good. Then he became ill, but he didn't die because his love for me kept him alive. He just kept on hanging on to his wonderful Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do.